Good evening, everyone. I wanted to tell you a story about how I ended up in this here wheelchair. You see, it's a story I think you can learn a lot from. You see, I've been the police chief for the NYPD for about 25 years. I'm currently retired. I retired after quite a lengthy and storied career, but one story rises above the rest. You see, we have been getting calls that bikes have been being stolen in Central Park. So they dispatched me to go investigate and talk to people and see what I can find. I found this about 16-year-old African American boy who had a bike that he was riding along the sidewalk. When I approached the boy and I asked him, "Hey boy, where'd you get that bike?" The boy then reached into his pocket and fired a round right in the side. I collapsed to the ground and immediately I called for backup and the boy was subdued and I was taken to the emergency room. I was told I would never have feeling in my left leg again. I'd have to spend the rest of my life in a wheelchair, as I was now paralyzed and have not been able to feel the touch of my baby daughter when she touches my face. But my wife really stepped up and did what she could to try to make me feel normal again. But I would lie awake some nights and wonder about this boy. Why would he do this to a man he doesn't even know? And I had no intentions of causing the boy any trouble. I just wanted to ask questions and maybe bring him down to the station for further questioning. So I decided to go and visit the boy myself and ask him all these questions that had been on my mind. When I visited him, he was sitting alone on the bed in the corner. You can tell that this place was not the place for a young boy like this. A boy just trying to make it in the ghetto, like everybody else in Midtown. So I asked the boy, I said, "Why did you shoot me?" And the boy's reply, I still remember to this day. I was a paper boy. I delivered newspapers and saved up my hard-earned money to buy that new Schwinn bike. And so I took it for a ride around town, and you were like the 15th cop to stop me. And I couldn't stand it anymore, and so I just shot. And yeah, I regret it, but now I've got a question for you, sir. Would you have stopped me if I were right? It was in that moment that I had a moment of clarity and a moment of self-examination and reflection. And then I realized the answer was no. I would not have stopped that boy if he were white, and now, man, I guess I would have shot too if I had been what this boy had been through. So I decided after he served his 10-year prison sentence for attempted murder, when he got out, I guess you could say I became a father figure to this boy as his parents weren't around. And so, and here's the real kicker. Since I've retired, this boy has taken my place as police chief and is now helping to stop crime himself. Here we can both learn a lot from each other. And that boy was now a man, and I wish that man well. I still hear from him every now and then. And I know he'll always regret what he did, but I always regret what I did, because my profiling has led me to where I am today. Thank you, everyone, and good night.